Hello and welcome to this introduction to ChessBase 26. Now ChessBase 26 is the latest version of the flagship ChessBase software by the company appropriately also called ChessBase. So if you want to get your hands on your very own copy of ChessBase 26, the easiest way to do that is go to the ChessBase website. This is the ChessBase news site, the very, very famous web page for ChessBase. And there you can click on the shop. Now you can see I've already actually logged into the ChessBase shop, but you can of course create an account here if you want to purchase lots and lots of different types of software from ChessBase. They offer so many different types, training videos, software, databases. It really is worth having a good look at all the different things that they offer. From here, you go to products and then ChessBase. Obviously, it's at the top because it's their flagship software program. And you've got three different flavors of ChessBase here. ChessBase, the premium package, the mega package, and the starter package. If we click on one of those, you immediately get a table showing you the differences between the actual packages. So the single program is literally just that. You just get the base program for ChessBase. There's nothing else other than 12 months premium ChessBase account. The starter package comes with 3 ChessBase magazines, updates to the database, and comes with the big database, the Big Base 2026. And you get a year of updates all the way through 2026. The mega package comes with the Mega Base and 6 ChessBase magazines. The Mega Base and the Big Base, same number of games, same games, but the Mega has tens of thousands of annotated games, which is really useful and definitely worth the extra money. If you go for the premium package, you're going to have everything you could possibly need, really, with ChessBase. So obviously, you've got the same things that you had with all the others. You've got the Mega, you get the database updates, 6 ChessBase magazines, your 12 months premium ChessBase account. You also get a copy of the core database, which is the correspondence database from Play Chess. Ducats, which is the ChessBase online currency. So you get 1,000 of those for free. And that really is going to cover you for everything you could possibly need. So if you want everything and it's much better value than if you were buying all these things separately. So once you've purchased that, you'll find it in your My Downloads section. Now, if you remember the old days of downloading things from ChessBase, they would all come in separate installer packages. Well, now what they've got is the ChessBase product installer. And that looks a little bit like this. So the first thing you'll do once you've purchased it is go to your My Download section, download the ChessBase product installer. Now you can see actually the list of things. I've got quite a lot of things in my account. All you need to do is you go into your My Download section, click on the ChessBase 26 that you've just purchased, and copy and paste your activation code in here. When you click install, then that will install the exact software that you've just purchased. So you're getting the very latest version of that software, and you're also doing it without any hassle at all. So this really has made the installation process a great deal simpler. So it's a really, really useful idea to use this ChessBase product installer. So once that's installed, obviously that'll take a few minutes. You should get this little icon on your desktop for ChessBase 26. We'll double click on that and load up ChessBase. If you've used ChessBase before, you might notice this is relatively familiar, but there's a whole ream of new functions that you can play with in ChessBase 26. But let's start with just having a look at the basics here. So you started off with a list of folders, the folder window on the left. You've got the database window here on the top, and now there's obviously no databases in there because I haven't opened any yet. This will show you the games that appear in your database, and you've even got a board that you can play through those, a quick board to play through them. You can see a message has come up saying new games are available. That's the download update service. But one thing I'm going to suggest you do before anything else is make sure that your version is fully up to date. So if you click on the File menu here on the top left, go to Activation, and then Update Program. This is really, really useful, worth checking when you first install your program, and then if you haven't used it for a little while. And actually, if you see here, a new program version is available. What does that mean? Well, like any software in the world, ChessBase periodically release updates to improve the functions and fix any bugs that have been found. So just like with Microsoft or Apple, they update their software. So it's really, really a good practice to make sure you have the latest version. To do this, as I say, so I've got version 6, version 7's out at the time of this recording. So I'd click OK. It will do it all automatically for me. It'll close down ChessBase 26. It'll ask me if I want to install it. So again, you're just going to go through, follow the process. So all I've done is click Next, click Install, and that's just updating my ChessBase 26 software to the very latest version. So once that's ready to go, and again, you'll see, you won't notice necessarily anything different, but you probably get a whole raft of new features and bug fixes in that update. So the menu, again, is should be familiar if you've used ChessBase in the last 2 or 3 years. You've got this ribbon type interface, which has been used by Microsoft programs for well over 20 years now. So we can start with the File menu. You can create a new database, you can have a new position set up, new text if you were writing any database texts. You can open existing databases, chess media files. So if you've got any Fritz trainers that you want to open in ChessBase, you can do that here. Correspondence server games, and we've already looked at the activation. You'll have to activate your product, of course, with that key that we had from the ChessBase shop. And once you've done that, you'll be able to do the update program that we just did here as well. We've also got a whole raft of ribbon options, different tabs that you can look at. The main one, of course, is Home. Again, you've got the New and Open. Your My Databases, which is this window here. You can see it's on the left. Again, there's no databases in there at the moment because we haven't actually added any. Cloud databases. So the cloud databases is a wonderful feature. You can actually put your chess databases on the cloud, on the internet, which means that they're accessible from any computer in the world. Now, they're still private to you, but it means if you can't take your laptop with you or your desktop, wherever you are in the world, you can log on to ChessBase and get your cloud databases. So if you've got vital preparation that you need for a tournament, or even just fun games that you want to play through when you're on holiday, cloud databases is really useful. If you've still got DVDs, obviously DVDs not that common these days, but Fritz trainers still sometimes class themselves as DVDs. But if you want to see the contents of any Fritz trainers you've downloaded or bought, then this is the button for you. The board button opens a new board. That's one of the most common. We'll have a look at it in the second. Preparing against particular players, loading against particular players. So if you want to prepare for someone, I often use this to play against International Master Lauren da Costa, who is my ChessBase co-author. Doesn't help me, of course, because he's much stronger player than me and beats me pretty much every time. The player encyclopedia, so this will list off pretty much every chess player that's active or even in history. So if you want to search through their games, this is a really nice way of doing it. You can see I'm already logged into my ChessBase account here. Got this beautiful picture of me with a little bit more hair than I have these days. This is very handy if you want to do any, obviously, things like the cloud databases and things, all the things that you need to do via your account. So make sure you're logged in here. It's very simple. You just log in, log on, you can log off there. The report tabs, again, when we open games, you'll get more of these options. They're all kind of grayed out at the moment because we've not actually got a database open. But generating a repertoire database from your own games, one of the most useful functions in ChessBase that I've found. Repertoire, against report white on black, so you can go through your games and generate a report of what you play. This is really good. I mean, this sort of work, you know, even 20 years ago would have taken hours, if not days, to do. With ChessBase, it's just a click of a button. So if you've got a database of your games, and don't forget what a database is, it's just a collection of related information. So if you've got a database of your games, that's a collection of your chess games. And you can do a lot with that information through ChessBase 26. Maintenance, so again, backing up databases. This probably is the one most overlooked feature that people don't do, and one of the most common support questions I get is, I've lost a database, it's corrupted, can you recover it for me? And the simple answer is no, but if you've backed it up, you can then recover it from a backup. I really tell you, if you've made any changes to the databases that you're working on, then I would definitely recommend backing them up. And we'll look at that in a future video specifically. You can remove deleted games. Again, deleting games from a database is a two-step process. Checking the integrity. So this is very good for, if you do have a corrected database, this will try and fix it for you. Looking at some of the others, excuse me. Some of the cloud options that are available to you, the cloud databases. You can create a cloud database here, move your repertoire to the cloud, which, as I say, is very useful if you're preparing in a different place. So if you're doing a tournament, you're staying in a hotel overnight, you can have your repertoire accessible wherever you are that you've got an internet connection. The engine cloud, really useful feature. You can access very, very powerful chess engines that are available just over the internet. Really, really useful because it means that you're not using the power of your own laptop, running the battery down very quickly or making it overheat. So you're using powerful machines that are based somewhere else to do your analysis. Excellent, excellent feature. Viewing, obviously, you can change the way that the ChessBase windows appear, which is really, really handy. When you've got all the databases here, you can change the way they appear. You can also click and pick different windows. So if you want to get them, make them disappear or make them reappear, just checking or unchecking those boxes there will do that for you. And the one thing, again, probably the second most underrated feature is the help menu. People often ask a lot of questions about chess software, not realizing that they've offered so much help functions in their software themselves. You've got a support wiki, support center. There's so much information on there. I would highly recommend, if you've got a free evening, just to go through some of those things. I don't know anybody who uses ChessBase who uses it to its full ability, and that includes myself. And I've been using ChessBase products now for 20 plus years. There's always so much more available in there than you believe. Now, let's actually look at opening a board. So we'll click on that board button. This might be a window that's more familiar to you if you've used things like Fritz. And again, it's a similar sort of layout. So you've got your board window on the left, your notation here. I've particularly got a notation and openings book. If you fire up an engine, that window will also appear here. And again, you can play around with those windows. If you want to see the online database, which again is really handy if you're connected to the internet. You don't even have to have a database installed on your computer. You can access it all via the online database. The reference search, the live book, so a live version of the opening book, which is very, very useful. You can see it's just squashed my actual openings book out of the way there. So you can resize any of these windows that you like, and you can play around with the orientation until you get the layout that you want. If we look at some of the other menus, so this is the insert menu, very handy for things like annotating, so text before move, text after move, insert a diagram of the position. So if you're writing articles about chess, this is really, really helpful. You can enter different annotations, different symbols. This is useful for the actually entering variation, so you can end the variation, delete the variation, promote it to a main line. There's so much stuff here. Position setup, very, very commonly used feature. Set up a position if you want to, especially if you're doing something like a puzzle or an analysis from a previous game. Very, very useful. The board tab. So again, you can play around with the look of the board. You can flip the board, so to see it from black's perspective. I tend to always have coordinates on my board, but you can take them off if you don't need them. I find that's just easier for me. You can turn the board sounds on and off. So if those are on, then you'll actually get the sound of moving chess pieces. And just for speed, quite often you have always promote to queen checked, which means that when your pawn gets to the other side, they'll just automatically promote it to a queen, which of course is by far the most common piece to promote to. You can also change the look for 2D pieces or 3D pieces, or even the ray traced. They'd look phenomenal. It's a bit beyond my graphics card capabilities at the moment, but if you do have a modern computer with a powerful graphics card, I really do recommend you try out some of those ray traced boards. They look fantastic. And again, the squares, change the look or the color scheme of the squares. Make it look how you want it to look. ChessBase is so customizable. You really have so many options available at your fingertips. So really, when you first installed it, take this time to look at the software. How do you want those windows laid out? How do you want the board to look? Get that right now, and it's not going to bug you weeks, months into the future, and it'll make everything just so much more pleasant. So get the feeling, the look, the layout that you want. Reporting. As I briefly mentioned earlier, if you've got a database, and especially a database of your games or games of someone you're about to play against, the reporting features in ChessBase are absolutely breathtaking. You can do an openings report, so you can have a detailed report for the current board position, which wouldn't be much useful in this one. Well, you could still get a report playing just 1b4, but if you've got a particular opening that you want to know more about, generate a report in ChessBase. You get so much information. And again, this is stuff that even 10, 20 years ago would have taken hours and days to do. Really, really wonderful options here. Similar endgames. So if you're looking through a particular endgame, you can ask ChessBase to show you similar endgames. This really helps with learning. It's going to get you familiar to the types of patterns and ideas of endgames, structures, moves, tactics, patterns. Again, all of those very, very useful for practicing and getting familiar with typical things in those positions. White repertoire and black repertoire, again, you can add to yours. You can mark a special move or even do correspondence moves as well. Analysis, that's of course going to be using some chess engines. ChessBase does come with free engines. You can also purchase extra engines like Fritz 21 and stuff from ChessBase themselves. So I've got quite a lot of engines on my computer, different variants of analysis. So if you really want to go deep into a position, you've got deep analysis. Lots and lots of different ways of analysing. Tactical analysis is a really nice one. Detects blunders and small tactics. Most club players are going to find that feature phenomenally useful. Then we're nearly getting to the end. The training sections, of course, so many options here again. I know I keep repeating myself, but the point is ChessBase is such a phenomenal tool and has so many options. It's worth taking this time to go through them all and figure out just what it can do. As I say, there's not many people who actually use it to its full potential, and when you realize what it can do for you, it will transform your chess game overnight. Lots and lots of different training options here, and of course the view menu, a bit like we've seen before. If you want to change the way the layout, the way that all appears, have a look on there. So that's my very, very brief, I really just scratched the surface here of ChessBase 26. It's a phenomenal piece of software. I would highly recommend you try it out. Go to the ChessBase shop, purchase a version of it and get used to playing around with it. It will boost your chess game so quickly, move it forward. If you use it and you work out some of these features, take your time, get familiar with it. It's going to be pay dividends in the years to come.